Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Zombie Bites Theater. We are almost at the finish line. We are just days away from Halloween and our final episode, and we've had so much fun doing this, and we hope that you're having fun and that you're continuing to leave comments and let us know what you think of these down below in the comments, because we love to hear it. We love to see what you guys think, and it makes us feel like we are all celebrating together. And solidarity and human connection is not necessarily the vibe of Halloween, but for me, it's definitely elevating the holidays. All right. On that note, what are we reviewing today, Miss Ariel?
So today we are reviewing Suicide by Sunlight from 2018. You can find this one on YouTube. And it was directed and co-written by Nikyatu Jusu, who has directed 4 other short films. Her first feature-length film, a horror movie called Nanny, premiered at Sundance earlier this year and is set to hit Amazon Prime on December 16th. And we've been looking forward to it for a long time, so we're super excited.
Yeah, I mean, like it won the top prize at Sundance.
Yes.
I may have seen it. Let me just tell you, get ready to feel some things. She is not a punch-pulling kind of writer-director, and I respect it. All right, what is this one about, though, Sarah?
Okay, Valentina, a day-walking black vampire protected from the sun by her melanin, finds it difficult to suppress her bloodlust when a new woman is introduced to her estranged twin daughters.
Yep. All right, Matilda, was this a first watch for you, and what did you think?
This was a first watch for me, and now I am so excited to see Nanny, like even more than before. I really love the way that this plays with kind of like social horror things and like race as a meaningful aspect in vampirism. And I think other things sometimes try to do various aspects of like vampirism as like a stand-in for something, but this takes it to like some really interesting places. And I kept wanting to text Caitlin from Plug It Up and be like, I'm going to cover this short. Like, if you haven't covered this short on Plug It Up, this is the monstrous motherhood short for you.
How about you, Sarah? What did you think of Suicide by Sunlight?
You know, I really like this one. I love the color palette that's used, that like blue over film. I love the way like the camera pans through the city and shows like the different people with the little glint in their eye. And like, I love the story. I love how, you know, she's just an everyday person trying to like keep her shit together and, you know, move on with her life. And she wants to see her kids, and her ex won't let her. And then you find out that like, not only is he got another woman, but he's not a vampire and she is, and their kids are mixed.
How was it revisiting for you, Sarah? No, I'm sorry, Ariel.
Hi. Yeah, I loved this the first time you and I watched it together, and it still holds up. It's beautifully made. I mean, I'm very excited to see Nanny because she's clearly a really good director with a deft hand. This movie, this little short film, looks fantastic. And I think the script is really interesting too. I even think the stuff with her at the hospital is really interesting, where she clearly has this relationship with this young boy, but then really like takes it upon herself to make this decision for him and his family to end his life. I mean, I know he's suffering, but it is sort of that angel of death thing where there's a level of like thinking you're God, you know? And I think there's something about that in her relationship with her kids too, where she's not necessarily thinking about what's best for them, but what feels right for her. But I also just think the whole concept of the fact that her melanin protects her from the sun as a vampire is a really cool twist. I mean, we've seen so many iterations of vampires and they're often very samey. And so to have something done differently like this and then take on the whole like stepmother and divorced parent thing at the same time, I just think it's really interesting, and it makes me very curious to see what else she's going to do.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I agree with you. I think it's such a good twist on sort of the vampire mythology, especially when you think of like typically vampires are known for having like this extreme power, but to put a twist on it and make um not only the melanin be protective, but also allow them to kind of move through the world
Yeah.
in a way that is
Mhm.
kind of safe is interesting. It's definitely really interesting. I also like that it's sort of like working class vampire. You know, we're not in some Transylvanian castle or, you know,
With
all
the
this money
Duchess.
from, yeah, centuries of living have amassed this sort of endless wealth, but that in some ways, and I know that vampirism is always kind of a metaphor for like getting at something about human nature, but there is a humanity to her that we don't normally see in the way
Yeah.
that she works a 9 to 5 and has a complicated relationship with her partner and co-parenting and what appears to be essentially a substance abuse and really self-destructive behavior. All those kinds of things are like deeply human. It makes me, I think what I can't remember if this is true, if I'm making this up. At one point it was like maybe gonna be turned into a show, or that was like a desire to turn it into a show. And
Oh,
like
that could
this
be
is
interesting.
That'd be
that
great.
would be
Maybe.
amazing.
That would
I
be
want to see more of this world
Mhm.
because what we've seen of it is already so fascinating.
Mhm.
The performances are so incredible in this. I don't know. And there's just like a handful of like visual moments that are really like have stuck with me. Like the montage of her sort of like seducing and draining these people, these sort of like empty experiences she has in these dark corners and stuff. The way it's shot like above, all that kind of stuff is really cool. And then of course the shot of her when she's like gorged herself on the husband's new girlfriend.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's
It's just-
powerful.
Yeah.
all the eye shine stuff is really neat. I don't know. She just makes a
Mhm.
lot of really cool visual choices in addition to
does.
telling an interesting, really kind of great social kind of commentary, which is, you know, my favorite kind of horror. So I've seen this like 4 times. I love it every time. I'm struck by it every time. Yeah, I think Nikyatu is a incredible filmmaker, and we're going to see really cool stuff from her starting with this. All right, ladies, I obviously recommend this. What about you guys?
Yeah, highly recommend.
Yes,
Same.
absolutely.
All right. So Matilda, normally you tell us what we're watching tomorrow, but it's the weekend. It's the freaking weekend. We're about to have us some fun. What are we doing? What's the plan?
So the plan is that we are going to have a special spooky surprise on Monday, which is Halloween. And so we will see you back here. And we're not going to prepare you this time. It's just going to be a one-off. So come back, make some spooky fingers, and we will see you Monday. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye, everybody. Thanks to everybody for listening, and thank you to my co-hosts. Our theme music for this episode is Apprehensive at Best by BizBaz Studio.